Hello, this is Steve Kazella. I'm a partner at Tower Genius. We're a company that helps cell tower landlords to review and coach them through cell tower and cell site lease negotiations, valuations, new cell towers, existing cell sites, and also on cell site easement sales. So I wanted to respond to an article here by a fellow named Devin Coldeway from TechCrunch, and this is like a real exciting stuff happening in the telecommunications industry. And it was in the news about 3 weeks ago. It was nationwide news. T-Mobile phones will connect to the Starlink satellite network for free starting next year. And I'll link to this article below in the description of the video. But I just wanted to real quick just highlight a couple things here from the article. So T-Mobile and SpaceX have announced that Starlink satellites launched next year are going to be able to connect directly to the carrier's phones over existing cellular bands. SpaceX's Elon Musk, maybe you've heard of him, and T-Mobile's new CEO Mike Sievert announced the technology alliance at the space company's Starbase in Texas. And then they quote Mike Sievert saying, "It's a lot like putting a cellular tower in the sky, just a lot harder." So you can read the whole article. It's pretty interesting stuff there. But, everybody's heard of Elon Musk, and probably not everyone has heard of Mike Sievert. He is the new CEO at T-Mobile, who took over for John Legere after they merged with, T-Mobile merged with Sprint. And, John Legere was kind of like, this comical character. Obviously he was a successful CEO. A lot of people say he's more like a circus ringmaster, but clowning around. And I do miss the slow cooker Sundays barbecue videos that he would put up onto social media. But at the end of the day, what John Legere was successful with was, growing their subscriber base by offering a cheap service, right? So they just beat the price down and got as many people through the door as they can. But they really didn't do home, even though T-Mobile has these really cool commercials and marketing and all the magenta cell towers. They show a cell tower out in the middle of the desert. Sometimes you see the billboards driving down the road. T-Mobile really didn't do much to serve these underserved areas and cover them in rural America. I'm talking out west and other places where it's really tough for a number of reasons to cover everybody in these smaller communities. So they were treating Main Street the same way as they treated Wall Street. And here, Mike Sievert, he's really, just showing a lot of innovative leadership here, getting this partnership, an alliance announced with Starlink, with Musk, and it's a pretty big deal because they are going to be putting these cell towers and cell sites in the atmosphere, and essentially, what this is going to do is you're going to be able to use your iPhone or your T-Mobile device. It's called your smartphone, and use it almost like a sat phone. It'll connect to the satellite. Now, it's gonna, I'm not gonna run out and purchase a T-Mobile phone anytime soon. I've never been one of their subscribers. Actually, I've been with AT&T for a long time, left them, and I've been with Verizon probably about 10 years now. So, but at the end of the day, if you're a cell site landlord, or you live out in an area, you live out in Idaho like I used to live, there's areas where like T-Mobile doesn't have coverage for 100 miles or something like that. So there's areas that are just T-Mobile does not cover. If you live in a small community, chances are you don't have a T-Mobile phone. You probably have a Verizon phone or an AT&T phone. Out west, you might have a U.S. cellular phone. So they don't have the best network, and all the 5G hype that you see is really just that. So they got a lot of folks in the door, but I think this could be a game changer, for them, and kudos to Mike Sievert for getting this thing going with Starlink, because at the end of the day, these satellite phones have been around for a long time, right? Iridium and companies like that. If you worked out in the oil fields, or you worked out on a cruise ship or something, if you worked in a remote area, or if you watched 24 and Jack Bauer calling down an airstrike on his sat phone, these things have been around for a long time, but they just have not been able. They're not available to the masses. I mean, people cannot afford. The general public can never afford that, and really they couldn't handle the capacity anyway. So this is going to be interesting to see how it works. I'm going to hopefully sometime next summer go out to some remote parts of the West and see if I can use the T-Mobile phone to connect to Starlink and make calls. At the end of the day, cell sites and cell towers and cell phones save lives. So I don't have the statistics here, but I'll probably put it into the description. But look at how many E911 calls are made on cell phones, and in those areas that are underserved or do not have coverage. And you'd be surprised how many areas still do not have coverage in 2022. These areas, these smaller minor accidents and medical emergencies can turn fatal often because they can't get the medical help that people need. So now with the Starlink network, they'll be able to dial in your phone real quickly with GPS coordinates and dispatch help. So I think it's a great thing. Now, you're a cell tower landlord and you're wondering, well, how is this going to impact me? How is this going to affect my rent? Well, I don't think it will. I think it's going to work in conjunction with cell sites beautifully. I think this is going to plug a lot of holes, fill the gaps. And as we're saying, if you're in an urban area, in a really heavily populated urban area, those are the kinds of places where you'll see 5G and 6G start to impact the values. And, those are the sites that I think are more at risk. This is really just going to it's going to help these underserved communities that are, that are getting, they have maybe satellite internet or whatever, but they can't access phone service. So I think this is a great thing, and I'm excited to see how it's going to turn out for them. So anyway, go check out the article at TechCrunch that was written by Devin Coldeway, and you'll check out the description. You'll find the link.